Hello everyone. Welcome to the Tim Booker channel. I wish you a pleasant listening experience. The book I'm interpreting for you today is called Sleight of Mouth, subtitled The Magic of Conversational Belief Change. This book spans 346 pages and delves into the essence of influencing others effectively and comfortably through the magical power of language. Ever wondered about the magnitude of linguistic influence? Why language is deemed magical? Sigmund Freud, the eminent psychiatrist, once equated speech and magic as intertwined. Even today, language retains myriad mystical powers. In moments of life's lows, when confidence wanes, and uncertainties cloud one's abilities, a comforting or appreciative remark can pave a path forward amid the confusion. It rekindles confidence, dispels the fog, and helps navigate out of adversity, reshaping one's outlook with renewed faith in the future. Conversely, a hurtful comment can shatter confidence, leaving one disheartened. In the realm of reality, while you might persuade others, liberating oneself from personal predicaments proves elusive. Ever wondered why your well-intended advice is misunderstood? This dichotomy lies within language, empowering yet potentially confounding or limiting. The book Sleight of Mouth navigates from conversing with others to defining personal life objectives, transitioning from simple linguistic structures to the art of responsive patterns. It teaches how negative language can transform into positive affirmations, subtly reshaping beliefs, offering a new perspective on the world. Robert Dilts, the author, studied the speeches and writings of influential figures, those who shaped human history, such as Marx, Lincoln, Einstein, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and others. From their rhetoric, he distilled the NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, language patterns, decoding the mechanism of persuasive language and its influence on beliefs. These patterns, akin to linguistic reframing influencing beliefs and forming mental maps, offer a profound understanding. By mastering these responsive techniques, one can transform others' beliefs, alleviate personal negativity, and sustain a positive life stance. NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming, essentially studies how language influences the mind and body. Founded by renowned linguist John Grinder and Richard Bandler, a polymath melding mathematics, behavioral psychology, and computer expertise, NLP extends beyond verbal and written communication, encompassing body language, gestures, movements, and expressions. The book's author, Robert Dilts, an esteemed NLP master, considered a leading contributor to NLP, co-founded the NLP University. Today, NLP serves as a tool for altering human thought processes, finding widespread application in life and work. Having outlined the book's essentials and the author's background, let's delve into the book's contents. Language stands as the fundamental tool of human consciousness, playing a pivotal role in communication. Its mystical prowess evokes joy, happiness, sorrow, or despair, serving as the medium for transmitting information and preserving culture through millennia. This book explores the NLP techniques of linguistic responsiveness, originating from studies on how language impacts lives, how it can and has shaped our existence. We'll distill these insights into 3 key points, elaborating on how linguistic responsiveness and NLP's reframing technique impact our lives, how to communicate with individuals holding different values, and finally, the art of transforming information through conversation. Alright, let's start with the first key point. The role of responsive techniques and NLP linguistic reframing in our lives. NLP examines how language influences psychological activities and other neural functions, focusing on human psychological processes and the nervous system's formation of language patterns. Language not only reflects human psychological experiences but also shapes them. It's a potent tool for thoughts and conscious mental processes. Through individual expressions, one's psyche can be discerned. By identifying and influencing language patterns, we interpret others' psyches. For instance, consider discussing viewpoints on a project during daily work. It's not merely about expressing our opinions, the discussion itself might create or alter our viewpoints. Responsive techniques and the magic of language are closely intertwined. At the right moment, with the right words, incredible power and positive effects can be generated. Sometimes, a simple phrase can alter a person's entire life trajectory. Take the childhood story of Carl Rogers, the renowned American psychologist and interpersonal relations expert. He wasn't favored by his father and was deemed the worst boy in the county. However, his stepmother's words, acknowledging his intelligence and creativity, transformed his life. This encouragement became a lifelong motivation for Rogers, who eventually became a psychological mentor, instilling confidence and optimism in others. While language empowers us, it can also lead to confusion and limit our capabilities. It can uplift or harm. Understanding the harmful or intentional nature of language expressions, NLP techniques like responsive methods can transform harmful expressions into intentional language. The cornerstone of responsive techniques and NLP linguistic methods lies in the principle that the map is not the territory, proposed by Alfred Korzybski, a pioneer in general semantics. This principle distinguishes between internal mental maps and the essence of the world. Language can be seen as a map or worldview. Our linguistic abilities have propelled us significantly forward as a species but have also caused numerous problems due to misinterpretations. Appropriate training in language helps avoid unnecessary conflicts and confusion arising from conflating maps with the real world. NLP proposes that there's no simple, correct world map, everyone has a unique map or worldview. The responsive patterns created by NLP help enrich perspectives, expanding one's understanding of the world and connecting it to reality. Responsive techniques guide people in framing their thoughts, influencing how they express themselves. For instance, to become a writer, one might express either, "You must put in enough effort to become a writer," or conversely, "To become a writer, you must put in enough effort." The subtle difference completely changes the emphasis and expression. NLP introduces the concept of psychological framing, providing comprehensive guidance for thoughts expressed in language during interactions. Frameworks make interactions more efficient by delineating what falls within the scope of discussion and what doesn't. For example, setting a meeting for 30 minutes or 3 days greatly impacts the meeting's outcomes. The framework also includes outcome frames, problem frames, and feedback rather than failure frames. For instance, by reframing negative language into positive statements, all problems can be seen as opportunities for growth and learning. In NLP's view, reframing helps individuals change the framework for approaching problems, finding solutions by reinterpreting them. This process of change constitutes the fundamental characteristic of responsive techniques, harnessing the power of NLP language. So, that wraps up the first key point, the impact of responsive techniques and NLP linguistic reframing in our lives. Using the right language at the right time can resolve conflicts invisibly, embodying the magical power expressed in NLP's responsive patterns. Having covered that, let's move on to the second key point, how to use responsive techniques in communication with individuals holding different values. One of the fundamental principles of NLP is that the significance of communication doesn't lie in the communicator's intent but in the response it triggers in the other person. Consider a woman discovering she has a rare form of cancer, leaving doctors unsure of treatment. Initially gripped by fear of the worst, she sought guidance from an NLP consultant who offered, "Unusual circumstances lead to extraordinary outcomes." This simple phrase shifted her perspective, viewing uncertainty as potential advantage rather than solely a problem. Embracing her unusual circumstances, she took more self-directed actions, gaining more autonomy in her decisions from her doctor. With minimal medical intervention, this woman experienced remarkable recovery, also unusual, and ultimately regained full health. Fundamentally, significance ties into our values and beliefs. It relates to why questions. The most meaningful information and events are connected to our core values. Altering beliefs and values changes the meaning of our life experiences. Responsive patterns, by updating and changing values and beliefs, transform the significance of events. Personal values drive life's motivations. Satisfaction and harmony arise when events align with our values. Conversely, encountering situations conflicting with our values induces dissatisfaction, discomfort, or anger. We explore our values with questions like, what matters most to you? What motivates you? What inspires your actions? Common answers might include success, appreciation, recognition, responsibility, love and acceptance, achievement, creativity, etc. The goals we set in our daily lives express our values. Different values directly influence varying choices when pursuing outcomes. For instance, those seeking stability might opt for a secure job with fixed tasks and a regular income, while those seeking flexibility might choose a challenging, adventurous job. Every person establishes different values based on their growth experiences and backgrounds. In teams, conflict arises naturally from differing values. Some seek conservative safety, while others desire adventure and growth. Recognizing diverse values and principles in individuals is crucial in managing diversity and resolving conflicts. Understanding someone's values forms the basis for persuading and motivating them in communication. Using principles and models of responsive techniques, problems related to values and principles can be resolved in 3 ways. Firstly, redefine to connect principles and values. When individual or team values conflict with principles, the responsive technique can create connections by linking disparate principles. For example, a company highly values quality, while its research team values innovation. If unifying values isn't feasible, conflicts will arise. Reframing quality as continuous questioning and innovation as generating better choices can integrate completely different principles. Secondly, downward sorting to define equivalent standards. Equivalent standards help gauge whether specific behaviors meet certain principles or values. The process of empirical evidence links principles and values, why and how they're satisfied. Defining equivalent standards involves asking oneself questions to identify personal standards. Thirdly, upward sorting to recognize and apply levels of values and principles. Values and principles determine actions and priorities in specific contexts. Understanding others' levels of values and principles is crucial in persuading them in negotiations, sales, and communication. So, that concludes the second key point of this book, employing responsive techniques in communication with individuals holding different values. Next, let's discuss the final key point, the techniques to transform beliefs effortlessly. Beliefs constitute our evaluations and judgments of ourselves, others, and the surrounding world. In NLP, beliefs summarize our behavior, capabilities, and identity concerning the causal boundaries of the world around us. Beliefs exert significant influence on our lives. Common sense dictates that if someone believes they can achieve something, they indeed can. Conversely, trying to convince someone incapable of believing in something is futile. Beliefs both encourage and limit us, wielding considerable power in our lives. Many of our beliefs are seeded during childhood or the growth process by parents, teachers, friends, or media, aligning with our expectations. Expectation signifies anticipation of a certain outcome or result. Personal confidence relates to one's beliefs and expectations, influencing one's ability to execute and achieve desired outcomes through actions. Beliefs and expectations determine how long one can endure when facing pressure and challenges, impacting the effort exerted. Positive expectations drive individuals to go the extra mile, unlocking potential, enhancing learning abilities, personal efficacy, and determining the extent to which goals are met. In terms of language structure, beliefs are usually expressed in compound equivalence and cause-effect forms. Compound equivalence refers to different aspects of equivalence, like A equals B or A implies B. This mode of language defines values or seeks bases for upholding or violating values. Cause-effect statements use words like causes, induces, prompts, and results in to link values and experiences, specifying the reasons and consequences associated with specific values. For instance, stating that people who stay up late and wake up late are prone to illness involves a time-healing statement pattern. The goal of beliefs is to guide us where reality is unknown. They deeply impact our perceptions and future visions. To achieve goals aligned with values, we must firmly believe that certain things are possible, even if we're not entirely sure at present. For instance, believing that through continuous learning efforts, one can become an outstanding writer in the future. The objective of NLP's responsive model is to bolster trust in our goals, values, abilities, and ourselves. Summarizing and deducing what limits our beliefs stimulates questioning those restrictive beliefs. The belief change cycle encompasses 6 steps. 1. Wanting to believe. 2. Beginning to accept. 3. Believing in the present. 4. Starting to question. 5. Remembering what was once believed. 6. Trusting. This cycle allows a natural process for belief transformation. Remembering past beliefs helps avoid repeating the same mistakes. Trust refers to unwavering conviction in someone or something's characteristics, abilities, strength, or authenticity. It embodies confidence and faith in future events or outcomes. In building or changing beliefs, one must believe something is desirable, possible, probable, within one's capabilities, and worth having. So, that concludes the techniques for transforming beliefs effortlessly. So, that's about it for today's conversation. Let's recap the key points discussed. Firstly, we delved into the significance of the responsive model, RM, and NLP language framing in our lives. In the RM, by framing questions and then reframing them in different contexts, we alter our perspectives, enhancing our rational and objective handling of situations and issues. We applied the RM by transforming problem frames or failure frames into result frames and feedback frames, initiating innovative problem-solving methods. Next, we explored employing the RM in communicating with individuals holding different values. Values align with our desires and aspirations, while criteria serve as the basis for our resolutions and judgments. Understanding others' values and criteria aids effective communication and problem-solving, utilizing the principles of the RM. Finally, we discussed techniques to effortlessly transform beliefs in casual settings. NLP's responsive model, with its simple yet effective language patterns, helps establish new inspiring beliefs and change limiting ones. The belief change cycle in NLP aids the swift alteration of beliefs, facilitating a positive, proactive attitude towards life. The reframing aspect of the RM primarily helps shift limiting beliefs from problem, failure, or impossibility angles to positive, feedback-based, and optimistic perspectives. NLP's responsive model, as a linguistic tool, effectively integrates into daily life and work. Respecting and following the natural NLP cycle of belief change guides individuals towards accepting new positive, motivating beliefs, initiating questioning of limiting beliefs, fostering a positive life attitude, and a healthy mental state. The RM assists in reconnecting beliefs with experiences, values, expectations, and internal states, allowing swift belief transformation in casual conversations. That summarizes today's content entirely. Congratulations on completing another book. Thank you all for your support and attention. Please subscribe to the Tim Booker channel, like, and share this valuable knowledge with friends. Let's combine wisdom and practice to achieve financial goals and create a better future together. Thank you all, and goodbye.